Welcome to the FM22 adventure. We're calling Beg, Borrow, Steal. In the last episode, things were looking so glorious. We were 15 points clear at the top of the league, taking on Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey. Well, wipe any such joy from your memories because we're in the midst of a very sticky patch. This is the time in the season when things started to go awry last campaign. And in this episode, we could be about to bring you the continuation of the biggest capitulation in Football Manager history. Okay, so here's the little run of form that we are on, and compared to the rest of the season, things are a little bit turbulent at the moment. Our run started actually a little bit before the last episode. We lost the game before the Real Madrid encounter, 2-1. I thought we played pretty well in that Real Madrid game. We gave their under-11s a decent little run for their money, but in the next few games, we've had some very squiffy results. We took on the team that were in second place in the table at the time. We took the lead twice, but still needed a late equaliser just to grab a point. In the next game, we took on the team that were in third place in the table. We chased it too hard. Things were looking good with 10 minutes to go, but they scored 3 times in that final 10 minutes before Llama got nothing more than a consolation for us. We got back to winning ways in our next game, a 3-1 victory, before we lost the next one, 1-0. They only had, I think, 2 shots in the entire game. I think only one of them was on target. They scored with it in injury time. We had 34 shots and an XG above 3, and we somehow contrived to lose that game. But I didn't panic. In the next fixture, we won it 2-1. And when we were 3-0 up in our next game against second place Badalona, I thought we'd ridden out this tough run of form. In fact, Llama had a penalty just before half-time that would have sent us into the break with a 4-goal lead. So how did we manage to only grab a point from this game? Well, in the second half, we fell apart. They came back and got a consolation goal. They got a second to make things nervy. They got an equaliser to mean that we were hanging on in injury time. How we only took a point from that game, I am not entirely sure, but it means that we've got 10 games to go and our lead is cut at the top of the table. You'd think 10 points is still a comfortable advantage, but given the run of form that we're on, I'm not so confident. A defeat today could cut the advantage down to 7. We lose the next game as well, it's down to 4, and we're looking over our shoulder and we're looking at a serious case of the yips. With that in mind, I've tried to turn our fortunes around by tweaking the tactic. So I'm hoping that a little tweak to our system might be enough to get us out of this poor run of form. Maybe the AI has become a little bit too comfortable playing against our flat 4-4-2. So I've split our 2 midfielders. We're going to ask Nana to patrol just in front of the defence. And because we've had an injury to Marco Valero, who's going to be out for another couple of weeks at least, I'm going to experiment by playing Domingo behind our front 2 and bring Vargas back into the team. This guy has been in woeful form recently. Granted, a lot of his appearances are from the bench, but he has not been good, scoring just 4 goals for us and missing a whole host of chances. But Domingo's been a little bit patchy as well. He started to experience a poor run of form himself, so maybe just switching him to behind our front 2 might just help him rediscover his form. Sanogo's the one striker we've got, by the way, who's shown any kind of consistency. He's now up to 16 goals in 18 starts, plus those penalty misses. He's the man that we've been relying on more than ever. In order to give Nana a little bit of support in midfield, we're asking our 2 fullbacks to play as inverted wingbacks today as well. Hopefully, these little tweaks might just fox the AI and mean that we can get back to winning ways. But before we get out there and play our encounter against a team who are in 10th place currently and on paper at least don't have too much to play for, well, we've got to take a little trip into the boardroom first. So in the last episode, we put a poll in the community tab to ask you whether you thought we should approach the board and ask them about the feasibility of a new senior affiliate. More than 80% of you said that you thought that was the wise thing to do. So we're going to get in there. We're going to ask them about that now. I don't hold out too much hope that they will go with us, given the run of form that we're on. If you don't ask, you don't get told to mind your own business. So we're going to tell them we should seek an affiliate with a suitable club that will enable us to sign good players on loan. That's what we're after. Having to rely on loanees isn't something we want for the club. Well, we've only got about 14 senior players. Some loanees would be pretty useful. I'm going to say it would ensure the squad is well balanced and not over-reliant on them. There we go. That's what we're after. They've still got concerns. Let's say the club would benefit hugely from financial improvements. The financial rewards are not enough. We're going to be left behind by bigger clubs. We feel they're operating at an acceptable level right now. What else can we do to convince them? I thought the board would show more ambition. We reject the notion that we are not ambitious enough. This is really important, and I would implore you. You can ask as much as you like. Well, I don't want to threaten them and go too far down that road. Maybe this is something we need to return to. Maybe in pre-season if we've managed to get the club promoted. That did not go very well. Maybe the tweak in our system will mean that we get back to winning ways today and we can return to a more positive air. Okay, we're underway. It's an away game for us today. Let's see how we get on. Form has not been great, but maybe this little tweak might work for us. The reason why I don't see it as a long-term plan, by the way, is that we're down to only 3 senior strikers now. The player that we had in on loan from Logroñés, well, he's been recalled. He wasn't very good when we had him here, but at least he was another body. And maybe it could have been useful for us now that we've switched our formation. We've got our way through to the half-hour mark. No highlights at all, even though we have had some shots, but now we're into one. Soler playing as that inverted wingback. You can see how narrow he's come during our build-up play. Lander has lost out, and we're going to get countered on, aren't we? They've got the ball, and they're racing through the middle. Nana's managed to pick up a little interception. We've gone wide. Here's Jordi. Club sniffing around Jordi, by the way. With balls in the box like that, that might help ward off any potential suitors. But work ethic like that won't help. Here it is. He's got the ball to Domingo. We're making hard work of this attack, aren't we? We've finally got it wide. Lander's dodged back inside. Sonogo's blasted an effort towards the top corner. It's won us a corner after the save from Echevarria. And Lander's taken a while since he's put in a decent corner that's led to a goal for us. Another part of the reason why we've been struggling a little bit lately. Mason has got the ball to Jordi. He's fired over another hopeless effort. Domingo's come very deep to pick the ball back for us. At least we're forcing highlights now. Nana's got the ball to Vargas, to Sonogo, who's had a very speculative effort right on the edge of the box. And is that as good as we can create in this first half? Maybe. We've got one more highlight up our sleeve. Smitty to Mason. Again, playing very narrow. Nana gets the ball out to Vargas. Back to Nana. Nana's spraying passes. Jordi's got him behind. Cuts it back. Vargas. Sonogo has had a point-blank header. And Echevarria has had another good save. We're on the free kicks again. We've gone short. Here's Jordi. Now he's finally slung in a ball that we can use. Smitty has got up at the far post. And Echevarria is looking impenetrable today. 10 shots, 6 on target. The stroke of half-time. And we're still not done. Are we going to get counter-punched right on the edge of the break? At least we're in possession. Mason, Vargas. Vargas has been involved in this first half at least. He's on the ball again. Nana seems to be pretty pivotal back there. Vargas again. Jordi, Sonogo again. I was about to say, surely you cannot miss from there. Sonogo can. I'm unfair on him. He's been our best striker so far this season. We've gone short again. We've got the ball to Lander. We've got it over Domingo. It's cleared off the line by one of their defenders. I felt like we were putting a bit of pressure on them during that last 5 minutes. 12 shots, 7 on target, nothing for them. Let's go and do the halftime team talk, come back out and lose this game 1-0. Okay, we're kicking off the second half. No changes in shape, no changes in personnel, although with Borja Domingo playing in that number 10 role, we've switched him from being An attacking midfielder on support to a shadow striker for the second half to see if he could make some runs in behind their defence beyond our strikers. We're into the first highlight of the second half. I tell you what, it's a long one. Maybe this is going to be one that counts. It's not, but we're bouncing straight into another one. We need this breakthrough. We need a result in this game. But this is how some of our fixtures have been going. We're doing all the pressing. We're wasting chance after chance, like headers on the edge of the 6-yard box. And then in the final few minutes of the game, we are getting countered on and sucker punched. Neto, Scandinavian for value. He's getting his team up the pitch here. He's Toledo, one of the players that cleared off the line for them in the first half. Is this going to be the point where they have one shot and score from it? Not this time. Sergio has managed to grasp the ball. Sergio, by the way, has been at fault for some of these defeats. Honestly, I think his wrists are made out of papier-mâché because shots just seem to go through him. Domingo gets involved on the edge of the box, but can't get a goal for us. We're going to demand more. We're going to give it another 5 minutes, and I think we could be looking at trying to make some changes. The demand more shout has done nothing to them. They're completely disinterested. We've got a corner. We've gone short again. Jordi, that's a looping ball. Smitty is up at the far post. He's headed it over the bar. We've got one more highlight before changes come, I think. We've got the ball again. Mason has picked up a booking. He's launched a hopeless ball forward. Now we've got to try and win it back again. We're going to be able to do that. Here is Ambra Soler. Gives it to Smitty. The Jimenez League. The Mason gets it forward. Vargas can't win it. We're giving the ball away. We're going a little bit too long. I feel like the inverted wing-backs are feeling like they need to spray balls around. Whereas when they play as full-backs, they just slide it up the line to the wide man. We've got the ball, though. Domingo hits the right notes. Finally, Borja, as the shadow striker, pounces on a mistake seconds from us about to make a change. We've managed to win the ball. A little bit of pressing. Well, Borja's done all of the work himself, hasn't he? Domingo slides it past the keeper. And now we can go and see whether we can make some changes, knowing we've already got a 1-goal advantage. Okay, we have tweaked the shape a little bit. Vargas was having another horrible game, so we've put Domingo back up front. And we've brought on a central midfielder and bought the number 10 position back to play just in front of Nana. We've also dropped our lines a little bit as well. And we've given the ball away. We're winning it back a little bit better than usual today, though. And Jordi has been heavily involved. He's not put in a cross that's led to an assist yet, even though I feel like he's deserved one. We've won a penalty. Yaya's going to be on it. He missed his last one. Goodness knows what he's going to do with this one. I think he's missed 2 this season. But not today. He's tucked it to the keeper's left. And now we've got a 2-0 lead. So we've dropped the lines. We've gone balanced. We've brought a central midfielder in. And maybe we can see out this game and get a win. I'm hoping that the opposition are going to come at us now. And we're going to be set up to spring some counters, absorb a little bit of pressure. We've got 10 minutes to go. We are in the box seat. They've got an XG of 0.01. If this ends in a 2-all draw, I honestly don't know where I go from here. Okay, we've freshened things up. Jordi's gone off because he is really starting to struggle with fitness. And as we approach the full-time whistle, I think we might have broken ourselves out of this little slump. Didn't quite catch how that leaves the league table, but this is a good performance. We really restricted them to very few efforts. And has it extended our lead at the top of the table? Well, we've played a game more. It means that we have increased our lead. But Ibiza will be in action later today or tomorrow. Things are looking a little bit better. By the time I think we come back, we could just be a few games from the end of the season. You never know. In our next episode, we might have left it so that if we win in that game, we might secure our first promotion. Beg, borrow, steal.